He left the Middle East with almost nothing. He arrived in America and discovered it was harder than he imagined. And he found real estate. Today, he is one of the most respected voices on wealth building in San Diego. He also wrote the book on the immigrant experience in America, literally. His name is Sabah Toma. And what he told me about San Diego real estate in the next hour will change how you think about this market. My guest today is Sabah Toma. He's a real estate investor, a wealth builder, and the author of Her Name is America. His personal story of coming from the Middle East and building the American dream right here. Sabah, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Gigi.
I am so honored to have you as my first guest here on the California Connect. You know, historically, I've had such a great time hearing your stories. And now we get to share it with everybody that's going to watch this podcast. So let's talk a little bit about what your life was like, Sabah, before you came to the United States.
Well, I grew up in Iraq, Baghdad, up to the age of 20 with about, we were 11 kids. 2 of them died. So
sorry.
9 of them still alive. Grew up very poor. And life was, as a youngster, you know, I was, in a way, having fun.
Okay, I'm sure you were.
As the political situation changed, I start feeling the heat and the rest of the stuff that comes with it.
Okay. So just to go a little bit into this, because we're from the same culture, is that you are Chaldean. Anybody in San Diego and Detroit knows what Chaldeans are, but may you share with our audience, what are Chaldeans?
Chaldeans is ethnic group that are very, very, very old Christian community. And most people believe that Jesus Christ spoke Chaldean. A lot of people think it was Hebrew.
It's Aramaic.
Aramaic, yes. So we were a group of people that grew up in northern Iraq. And the population, as time goes by, were distinguishing from Iraq because of the political situation. And as of right now, the biggest population is in Michigan, and number 2 is San Diego.
Which I was born in Michigan and living here in San Diego. And by the way, going back to Abraham is from the city of Ur, as it's told in the Old Testament, which is modern day Chaldea. So yes, they spoke Aramaic, and that is like the Passion of the Christ movie. It's a dying language. You speak Aramaic, right?
Of course.
But you also speak Arabic, which is our common Arabic language. Because since my father wasn't Chaldean, I didn't grow up learning Aramaic, but it's a shame.
Yes.
Because it's a beautiful language.
Sure is.
So may I ask you, what had you known? You were 20, so I'm sure you'd been hearing about America. What was your perspective of America at that time, before you came?
Well, all I've seen was movies.
Okay.
As we all did.
Right.
There. And actually, my dad worked for Swiss Airlines at the time. So I was young, and I see all these American and British and European, and they're different. They were always fun. They always are welcoming. So I start building, as the political situation changed in Iraq against Christian, and going through some hardship in Iraq, which I mentioned in my book. So many incidents happen in front of my eyes of torturing or beating or things like that. I just said, this country is not for me anymore. And I made a decision to leave.
So that was your decision, not your parents'?
Actually, my parents at that time, they were for it.
Okay.
Because we have some distant relative live in America.
Okay.
And they came to visit and mentioned how America is beautiful, freedom. And they were saying, sure, if you want to go, go.
Wow. Was that hard to leave where you had grown up, though, for 20 years?
Very hard.
Did you speak English?
A little bit. I did.
How?
I did a little bit because they teach us English in school.
Okay.
We and then my dad being working for the Swiss Airlines, I picked up a little here, a little there. And then I went to Greece in 1976.
Wow. How long did you stay in Greece?
Almost a year.
And how was that for you?
Beautiful.
I can imagine.
Beautiful.
And 21 years old at that time?
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
Yes. I learned more English in Greece.
Okay.
Because I had a girlfriend.
Okay.
She was a Greek,
Okay.
lived in America for 12 years, and came back to Greece. And I learned a lot from her.
So from Greece, where in the United States was your first stop?
Mexico.
Mexico?
Yes.
Why? Is that the way that you had to come in through?
I have to come in through. I tried to come through the legal channel.
Okay.
And then finally I was able to come to Mexico.
Okay.
And get a visa, transit visa.
So where, Tijuana or where?
Tijuana.
Tijuana. So then that's why you ended up in San Diego and not Michigan?
Yes.
Because most Chaldeans, I feel, immigrants come to Michigan or did, the first ones, right? First. Yes. That's where my parents had come, right? And then they discover that San Diego is, I can't remember, is it in the same place, longitude or latitude, as Baghdad and has the same climate. And so they said, forget this cold, dreary weather of Michigan. There's this place called San Diego, and they built the church, the Chaldean church, right?
True, that's
and
true.
Then everybody, so did you move to El Cajon right away then, or where?
I did not move to El Cajon. Actually, when I came in, I went to my brother, my oldest brother is an engineer.
Okay.
And he had 5 engineers with him that actually were involved of the telecommunication between Baghdad and the world.
Wow.
And he was one of the engineers. So he came to America, the company sent him here, and he was sending me postcards when I was in college, and I looked at it, wow, there's all these swimming pool on the roof, top of a hotel.
And women in their bikinis.
And women in their bikinis. So he really encouraged me to get my paper done and my passport. And so I just did it and came in, and it just happened to be through Tijuana.
Okay.
And I went to LA, obviously.
Oh, okay, because that's where you get your paperwork done, right?
Well, kind of. You can call it that.
Okay.
But I went to San Francisco for a month. Because one of the engineers, which I mentioned with my brother, his family was there. He said, go stay with my family. I stayed there with a month. Then after that, my brother communicated with me, said, go to San Diego. We have one of the relatives lives here.
Okay.
That's a different story.
Okay.
It's in the book. I don't want to mention about that.
Okay.
And I came to San Diego and stayed.
What did you think right when you came to San Diego? What was that first initial emotional reaction when you saw San Diego?
Well, I want to tell you my reaction.
Tell me.
First of all, when I came in to San Diego, there was no mercy.
Why?
Because you have to work hard, very, very hard, because you are under a control of people that you came to visit.
Okay, I see.
So
You're at their mercy.
yes. So what happened is you have to struggle. And so many times I wanted to go back to Greece.
You did?
Many, many, many times because I was struggling for my paper. I didn't have a green card.
Okay.
Remember, I came visit as a visitor and I extended my visa and the list goes on and on and on. And again, it's in my book.
Okay.
And I was not happy for a while.
Were you alone at the? I know you were staying with family, but
yes.
did any of your brothers?
No,
So you were
they
alone?
all came very, very late.
That must have been hard.
Very hard. So you just think, what the hell am I doing here? I have no paper. I'm working 18, 16, 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, when I was living an unbelievable life in Athens. I was having the fun of my life. And I say, what am I doing here? But one thing stopped me, is freedom for my parents. I always knew this struggle, it's going to pay off. Wow. So I said, I'm going to do it for my family.
Wow.
And I started learning patience and faith, a lot of faith.
Well, I mean, it's the American dream, but it's not handed to you. That's the thing, right? I mean, I spent a year in Spain, for example, last year. And the lifestyle is very different. I'm assuming it's similar to Greece, right? It's a much more relaxed, easier lifestyle, but that's reflected in the economy.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
So, yes, in America, you have to work for it, but you're an example of someone that did work for it and it did struggle, like a lot of Chaldeans, by the way, that had come to San Diego.
Absolutely.
Right? And, my father's an example. He's not Chaldean, but Middle Eastern also, and was one of the most successful original OGs.
I remember.
Yeah. Yes. God rest his soul. But you work for it, right? So let me ask you, at what point did you discover real estate as a way of building wealth?
Well, real estate, I came into real estate when I opened a business, which it called Mr. Neon.
The signs. I remember those.
Yes. So I was doing fine with two dear friend of mine.
Okay.
One of them is Victor Salem. Yes. The other one was Sabah Toma, God bless his soul. They gave me an opportunity. It said, what are you doing? I was struggling, really struggling financially.
What were you working as, Sabah, when you first came?
Well, I worked at a liquor store, as usual.
Yeah.
Then I started working for John Hancock Companies.
Sales or what?
Sales.
Okay.
And financial planning.
Oh, wow.
And then I was going to the swap meet. And then we opened Mr. Neon.
Okay.
And then when I saw the opportunity, I said, that's it. Versus 7-8 years of working for a relative, literally for your food and sleep. So the opportunity came in downtown when we opened a little place, 800 square feet.
Okay.
We called it Mr. Neon. And then it grew up. And then to get back to your question about real estate, a building next to me came available.
Okay.
And actually, it was owned by two Iranian.
Okay.
It was a restaurant. The restaurant closed. And I always told them, when the building comes for sale, please let me know.
How did you know, though? How did you even know to ask that question?
Because,
why was real estate even on your radar?
Because I want to expand.
Okay.
And it was right next door to
so
me.
your purpose was to expand Mr. Neon.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
expand
thank you.
Because Mr. Neon became not only national, international. I was shipping signs all over the world. So when the building came available, they said, Sabah, we want you to buy it. Wonderful human being. Wonderful. Iranian people are amazing people. Iranian people.
Yes. Understood.
Beautiful
Yes.
people. If you get to know them good. Yes. Great negotiator, great, if they love you. As a matter of fact, Gigi, there was offer for more than what I offer them, and they said no. We promised you we're going to give it to you.
Are you still friends with those people now?
I have not contacted them, but I ran into one of their sons,
Okay.
son of the guys. So that was actually one of the real estate. But before that, my brother and I got into another real estate, which my brother used to own a liquor store in Old Town.
Your brother, my brother-in-law, we say.
Exactly. And he used to own a liquor store, and the shopping center came for sale, and we squeezed the money. So I didn't have money. And that was a miracle.
Okay,
you
so
don't
just,
want to hear about
take me back again to the mentality, though, of somebody who left his country at 20 years old, partying in Greece for a year, comes to America and is hustling, even the idea to purchase that liquor store. What is the mindset that you had to purchase the building?
Well, this leads me into the subject of friends.
Okay.
When you have a group of friends, it's like there is a say, Gigi.
You're the sum of the five people? Oh.
No, tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are.
Yes.
So I was hanging around the friends that own real estate.
Okay.
And they really educate me about it. Said the only way to live comfortably is to own real estate. Have other people pay your mortgage. So we bought the little center, my brother and I. And then I bought the building, which is now a business, the tenant has been there for almost 22 years. Very well-known tenant in downtown. And then the hard thing is the first one.
Okay.
The first one is like you're confused. You don't know, are you going to make it? Are they going to take it? Am I going to lose it? But once you go through the first one, the second one is easier. The third one is even more easier than the first one. And then start looking into other ones.
May I ask what your most successful real estate purchase is to date?
Actually, it was the downtown building.
Was it? How many years ago did you purchase it?
In 1996 or 98, I believe.
How much did you purchase it for?
No, better question is how much money I have to purchase it.
Okay.
Actually, it was $550,000.
A building.
A building.
In downtown. In Gaslamp.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. What would the value of that be right now?
A lot.
Millions?
Yes.
And are you comfortable sharing what your rental income is from it, about percentage-wise right now, based on your investment? A lot.
I don't think the calculator we can calculate it. A lot.
Wow.
A lot. I've made many times.
Over what you've...
From the rent and from the appreciation and the price.
So if somebody's starting right now in real estate, having been someone who has successfully created wealth through real estate, what is the biggest lesson you learned? What is the advice you'd give for someone just starting?
Gigi, real estate is not a business.
Okay.
Real estate is not a property. Real estate is a trust. You have to build a trust.
Expand upon that.
What I'm trying to say is, when you build a trust with a bank, with a seller, with a buyer,
with the agents.
That's what I was going to. Most important is the agent. Mm-hmm. You build this formula. Real estate is a joke. You just make a phone call. I have a friend. I be retired 15 years. I have a dear friend of mine. he doesn't see the property anymore. The broker like you pick the phone and say, hey, that gas station is for sale. They email him the description, and he just say sold. Why? Because his line of credit with the bank is a lot. He doesn't even use his money, very little. Very little. You buy something for $10 million or $5 million and put 10, 20% because they trust you. It's a trust. Why Gigi called that guy? She trusts he's going to buy. He's not going to waste her time. Why the seller will sell the building to him? Because they prove to him he's a buyer. He's not wasting his time. So most people think, oh, you know what, it's real estate, it's business. It's trust. When you build that trust, you pretty got the formula done.
So then for someone who's new, it's focusing on those relationship and connections, not burning people.
100%.
Being reputable and honorable and ethical so that people want to work with you.
Yes.
As you build this. Is that what I'm taking away from this?
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Right now, somebody coming to San Diego market, we know there are some cons to San Diego. We know that the beautiful parts, of course, we always talk about the lifestyle, the weather, the scarcity of these incredible mansions on the cliffs in La Jolla, for example, Coronado Island. In an hour, you can be in the mountains and skiing. And it's just San Diego is America's finest city for a reason. Mm-hmm. But the cons are, I'll ask you, what are the cons of investing and owning real estate in San Diego?
Well, Gigi, any state, any city pretty much have con. And everyone. I mean, you go to any place. You go now, everybody going to Florida. Mm-hmm. Florida have its own problem. Mm-hmm. Texas have its own problem. Mm-hmm. We have our own problem here too. But the difference is, the problem here is people are fed up. Mm-hmm. For example, you look on TV, the homeless. I mean, we talked about me purchasing in the gas lamp. Gas lamp was the place to go. I remember before my wife passed away in the 2020, we used to be a group of husband and wife, 8, 6, 10 of us, 12 of us. We used to make a reservation every Thursday. We go to dinner to the gas lamp. Not anymore. It's all homeless, crime, drugs. People move to Little Italy now.
Little Italy is better than San Diego.
Yes.
But it's a shame to have such a gorgeous downtown on the bay and have those issues.
But Gigi, people cannot eat weather. Weather does not put money in your account. Correct. You need crime to be controlled, homeless to be controlled and helped, not just dump them. A lot of them, yes, they're a drug addict, but a lot of them are innocent.
And actually the number one, yes, the vets, which is a very hot button. But the number one reason for even bankruptcy in the United States are medical bills. Yeah. And then that leads to homelessness, people that just can't afford basic medical care. And then, yes, they end up being on drugs. Yeah. Because how are you going to survive if you're homeless? You have to numb yourself. Yeah. It's a terrible cycle, right? True. So those are some cons. And, of course, the taxes, right? Property taxes, et cetera.
Property taxes, but still.
Okay.
San Diego is San Diego.
So that's what I'll ask you.
I don't care what. These are all issues most cities experience.
Okay.
To be straightforward.
Okay.
But I believe.
Okay.
I don't think you can go wrong investing in San Diego.
That's what I was going to ask you. If someone's watching my podcast right now from Dubai or the Gulf and they're thinking about investing in the United States, why San Diego? And do you still recommend San Diego as an investment, not just an end user lifestyle? Of course, we know people want to live here or have a vacation home, but as an investment.
I am a firm believer, yes. Yes, it is still an opportunity.
Okay.
Because you buy something in San Diego, it's the only one in the world. Remember, you have an address that's the only one in the world. With the weather, with the... Look, you can drive within an hour or so and have the snow. Yes. You can see the desert if you have a camel. you ocean. You name it, everything. And I love it here because I'm a golfer. Play a lot of golf.
Okay.
And I am very blessed and thankful to everything.
I mean, there are so many beautiful golf clubs here, right?
Absolutely.
And golf courses and the Grand Del Mar and Torrey Pines, where Tiger Woods himself has come to play, right? And I'm sure names you know much better than I when it comes to the golf.
A lot of beautiful golf.
We'll talk in a minute about where else there are great golf courses.
Okay.
But before we get to there, because I'm going to get you on that one, is I want to ask you, can you share what your biggest failure has been in real estate, if any?
You know that my biggest failure, Gigi, was not trusting myself enough.
Really?
Yes.
How so?
Because I know we all regret things we didn't do and all things that follow it. But again, I regret not being more aggressive.
Purchasing more real estate.
Purchasing more real estate.
And that's your biggest failure.
When I was young, now I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care what I have, what I would have.
Because you did it.
But exactly. But when I was younger, there was so many opportunities. Like I tell you, talking about San Diego, and it can go in general. I go to Detroit a lot. And I have many dear friends of mine in Michigan. Extremely successful. One of the top Chaldean there. A few years ago, he said, I'm going to pick you up from the hotel. Pick me up. We're driving in his beautiful car. And he walked into a building in Birmingham. Birmingham is like, let's call it La Jolla of Detroit.
I mean, yes.
I mean, no water, of course, no ocean, but let them.
Yeah, it's their
they
La
feel
Jolla,
that
sure.
way. It's their La Jolla. And we walked into this building. It's not very big. He's looking. He said, "Brother, what do you think about this building?" It's, I don't know, maybe it was 5,000 square feet. I said, "What is the story?" He said, "You know, for this damn building, they want $2.5 million." I looked at him and I said, "Ron, I heard long time ago a say, today is expensive, tomorrow is cheap." He said, "Repeat that." I said, "You know what I said." Guess what? After 10 years, when he have his meeting with his group, when they want to buy a real estate, the final decision is, today is expensive, tomorrow is cheap. That's what my brother Sabah said. So we drove by the building a year or two ago. He said, "You know how much rent I'm getting for that building?" I said, "How much?" "I'm getting $30,000 a month."
A month.
A furniture store, very well known. $30,000. For $2.5 million. What kind of rate is that? What is that? 10% is it's almost 15. And the building now is worth double. So to get back to San Diego, Gigi, there's always opportunity, but you have to do your homework.
Okay.
you have to do your homework. Be involved with an honest agent. Surround yourself with people that maybe know better than you, the area. For example, San Diego, you can't just travel and say, I have money, I want to buy. Fine, if you want to burn it, it's yours. But yes, there is an opportunity, absolutely.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now, I would like to talk about your book because that is very special, the fact that you've authored a book about an immigrant story. And so if you could show it actually and talk about it and when you wrote it and what inspired you to do so.
Well, the book, Gigi, was a dream that I said one day when I can afford to write a book, I'm going to write it. So time came in and I hired a ghostwriter, and we spent almost 9 months.
Wow.
And we sat with a bottle of wine and a recorder. And we wrote the book, and the whole idea of the book, obviously, I didn't write it to make money. I donate every penny I make out of the book to charity. For example, with your kids, you remember the trip we did to Tijuana. I think that was one of the most inspiring, happy time I spent with you and your kids, building homes for orphanage and carrying the concrete, mixing the
Literally
concrete.
building it.
Really?
Literally building it. Yeah.
That's what happiness is.
Yes.
Is what can you do for other people, especially when you're blessed.
Yes.
So to get back to the book, I mentioned my life in Iraq, which grew up very poor and went through some struggle, not financially, politically, and then my struggle here. And it's all well worth it. Is you have to have patience, you have to be committed, and on top of everything, you have to have faith. Faith is everything. And if I can get one person to benefit from the book, I've achieved my goal.
I'm sure you've had more than one person benefit. I think even just, me personally, knowing your story and talking to you every time we have a family gathering and I get to sit and just hear your story, you are an inspirational person. Look at your birthday. How many people came to your, how many years? What did you turn?
2 years ago. I was 70.
Okay, I didn't know if you wanted
Now
yes.
I'm 68.
So, yeah. That was an amazing celebration because people genuinely, yes, respect and admire you for your accomplishments, but love you because you did, for example, get on a bus and come with my family down to the most poverty-stricken area of Tijuana, Mexico, to shovel and build a house. So even though you're this extremely successful person that's built this wealth, you don't forget where you came from and you do give back. And that, to me, is the rent we pay to live a nice life. And my kids continue to build, and I know they continue to harass you.
Never. Actually, I questioned them, like, hey, how come you didn't say that?
My son told me that. So kind. And so I am honored to be able to have you as my first success story. And our story is not going to end here because this is my little transition. Mm-hmm. You know what's coming. Is you were talking about some of the cons of San Diego. Crime, taxes, homelessness. And then you were mentioning a 10% rental return being significantly impressive in Detroit with your friends with the building that they purchased.
More than 10, obviously.
Okay, yeah, it was probably 12%.
Uh-huh.
Dubai. And golf courses.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward.
So, Sabah, Dubai, no crime, no homelessness. 10% is to be expected as far as rental returns and capital appreciation, 0 property taxes. Are we going to get you to start investing in Dubai?
I've been in Dubai, Gigi.
How long ago?
I think about 10 years ago.
And what did you think of it when you went?
I was shocked.
Tell me.
I have traveled, as many people did, all over the world. Played golf, not to brag about it, in the best courses in the world. When I went to Dubai, I've always, for a while, living here, was not impressed with Middle East. Just the chaos, the war, the poverty, the theft, the corruption. When I went to Dubai, Gigi, I was never more proud to say I'm an Arab when I saw Dubai. When you go to Dubai, and I went to some nice hotels, and they will put Las Vegas to shame. You think you walk to the Wynn Casino or Bellagio or Angkor, and it's a joke. Their lobby can swallow the hotel.
Exactly.
The lobby, I've never seen lobbies. There is a vending machine that you can buy a fancy Rolex. Yes. With a vending machine. Just put and the watch will drop.
And by the way, you can leave your Rolex on top of your Ferrari and go walk around the mall and come back.
Yeah.
And your Rolex will still be on top of your Ferrari with the car keys on top.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Isn't it?
That's amazing.
So, Sabah, the words that you just said make me emotional because that's the reason why I started the Dubai Connect podcast, my other podcast. I did not have an interest in real estate. And I don't know if you remember, I've owned a public relation firm for 20 years. That was my business. But when I went to Dubai for the first time, almost 4 years ago, I too felt so incredibly proud for the first time to say I'm Arab when I saw how all these different nationalities, in fact, there are 200 nationalities in Dubai, 95% are expats. Mm-hmm. And they come into the city and they work together synergistically, not fighting, and they're creating and producing. It's like what New York used to be, I feel like, and what New York should be, but no crime, no homelessness, safe, and just this futuristic mindset. And so for you, you're coming in January, right?
Correct.
I'm going to be so curious to see, and I'm going to track it. I'm going to videotape your reaction when you see how much it's progressed. Even I was telling you there are air taxis, for example, and the longest driverless metro in Dubai. And I'll make a deal with you. I'll get you on the best golf course in Dubai in exchange for you letting me show you some of the developments that are happening. So maybe we can get you in to invest there.
I'm always interested. I'm retired, but you never say never. But I'm looking forward.
Definitely.
That's one place I haven't played golf with.
Okay, then we're going to make it happen.
Yeah.
And your favorite, Baba Trump, has a golf course there, so maybe we'll even get you there.
Maybe we run into Rory or something. He's always there.
No, Dubai is incredible. I'm excited for you to come.
I know.
And then we could do a follow-up podcast afterwards to see what, being that San Diego's a much older real estate market, right?
Of course.
Dubai is much newer. We're talking about 20-something years old. So I would be curious to see through your eyes as a very experienced San Diego real estate investor how you feel about what's happening there. And you are going to see the construction. Yeah. It's constant. You can't even look at a Google map, Sabah, to figure out where to go. You have to use Waze because they're building bridges and streets so quickly that Google map cannot keep up with how quickly they're building.
Wow.
So
can't wait.
Me too. And with that, I want to say thank you so much for honoring me to take the time out of your busy golfing schedule.
Thank you so much. No. I still have, let's see, I have 2 hours to get to the golf course.
To come and hang out with me and to share with our audience your success story, your American dream story. And I have a feeling we'll be doing more of these together because you're an incredible guest, inspirational.
Thank you, Gigi.
I respect you. I admire you. I adore you.
I appreciate you very much, and thank you for the time.
If this conversation changed how you see San Diego real estate, if Sabah's story gave you a different perspective on what is possible, then I want to talk to you. I'm Ghada Benitez, you can call me Gigi, a licensed California realtor, and I help people buy real estate here in San Diego as well as in Dubai. And if you're serious about making a move in this market right now, here's what I want you to do. Click the link in the description below and send me a message. Tell me your budget and your timeline, and I will personally respond within 24 hours. We will have a real conversation about what is actually possible for you. Sabah Toma arrived in this country with nothing and built real wealth through real estate in this city. That story is not unique to him. It just requires the right information and the right person, the California Connect, to walk you through it. Link is below. I'll see you there. And before we go, if this conversation was worth an hour of your time, please do hit subscribe. I bring people like Sabah onto this channel every week. Real people, real stories, real numbers. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.